Imagine straddling a steam-belching wooden contraption in 1867, then flash forward to a near-silent electric superbike slicing through dawn traffic at 200 miles per hour. One screams like a teapot, the other whispers in code. How did two wheels evolve from backyard experiment to AI-balanced rocket? Tonight, we'll time travel through 150 years of breakthroughs, mishaps, and rebel spirit to uncover why the motorcycle remains humanity's most thrilling invitation to freedom on the open road today. Picture Germany, 1885. In a modest garden shed in Cannstatt, two restless engineers, Gottlieb Daimler and his longtime collaborator, Wilhelm Maybach, fit a single-cylinder grandfather clock engine onto a wooden bicycle frame and christen it the Reitwagen. It wobbled on outrigger wheels, topped out at barely 11 kilometers an hour, and shook like a paint mixer, yet it proved that a lightweight internal combustion motor could live between two wheels. That single act cracked open a new frontier. Horse-drawn streets were suddenly confronted by the prospect of personal, pocket-sized speed. The Reitwagen's hot tube ignition, belt drive, and spindly timber chassis were crude. But every gasoline motorcycle, sports car, and chainsaw engine traces its lineage to that sputtering prototype. It wasn't just a machine. It was a promise that individual mobility could be fast, independent, and exhilarating. Daimler himself makes the story human. Born the son of a humble baker in 1834, he apprenticed as a gunsmith before chasing the dream of high-speed engines. Friends recall him sketching crankshafts on cafe napkins, obsessed with shrinking power plants until they could run free like a bird. When his fledgling company's investors mocked the shed experiment as a toy, Daimler simply smiled, fired up the Reitwagen, and rattled past their windows, planting the seed of every motorcycle adventure to come.
In Boston, between 1867 and 1869, Sylvester Roper's coal-fired velocipede puffed along at 6 miles per hour, showing that an engine could replace pedals, and thrilling onlookers who had never imagined self-propelled two wheels, a smoky prelude to everything that followed. In 1885, Gottlieb Daimler and Wilhelm Maybach's wooden-framed Reitwagen replaced steam with gasoline, a 264cc single-cylinder flirting with 11 kilometers per hour, rocking on outrigger wheels, yet conclusively proving internal combustion power could be both compact and controllable. Commercial viability arrived in 1894 when the Hildebrand and Wolf Muller Motorrad's water-cooled twin reached paying customers, roughly 800 built, turning motorcycling from shed curiosity into a genuine product the public could queue to buy. Across the Atlantic, Harley Davidson's 440cc Model 1 of 1903 sold only 38 units. Yet it lit America's V-twin obsession and set the stage for an enduring culture of chrome, highways, and freedom folklore. The first Isle of Man tourist trophy in 1907 hurled these fledgling machines over 60 kilometers of unforgiving mountain roads, forcing brakes, tires, and crankshafts to mature rapidly, and cementing racing as motorcycling's toughest research laboratory. BMW's R32, launched in 1923, married a horizontally opposed twin to shaft drive, smooth, oil-tight, low maintenance, and that elegant configuration still powers BMW Tourers a century later, testimony to purposeful engineering over fleeting fashion.
Aerodynamic fever peaked in 1937 when Ernst Henne's supercharged BMW Type 255 compressor, draped in wind tunnel fairings, reached 173 miles per hour, momentarily making motorcycles faster than most aircraft of the day and rewriting ideas of possible speed. Globalized competition began in 1949 as the FIM launched the Grand Prix World Championship, formalizing 125 to 500 cc classes and turning cottage tuners into factory race teams whose metallurgy breakthroughs soon filtered to commuters. In 1958, Honda's Super Cub democratized mobility. Its clutchless gearbox, leg-guarded frame, and cheerful ads saying "You meet the nicest people" helped sell over 100 million units, more than any car, truck, or bus ever built. The 1969 Honda CB750 combined a 67-horsepower inline-4, electric start, and the first production disc brake, offering reliable 200-kilometer-per-hour thrills for everyday budgets and earning the worldwide nickname the first superbike. Safety caught up in 1988 when BMW's K100 RS became the first production motorcycle with electronic anti-lock brakes, cutting panic stop skid risk and ushering in today's microchip riding aids. Electric power took center stage in 2006 as ex-NASA engineer Neil Psyche founded Zero Motorcycles. Lithium-ion packs finally delivered dirt bike agility without petrol, noise, or fumes, signaling a seismic energy shift. Honda's 2017 riding assist concept added self-balancing gyros and steer-by-wire, letting a bike idle upright beside its rider and promising to ease the learning curve for novices, commuters, and aging enthusiasts alike. In 2024, Chinese startup EV Tiker unveiled the O1 GT with solid-state batteries promising 300-kilometer ranges and 10-minute charges, suggesting chemistry rather than combustion will deliver the motorcycle's next quantum leap in freedom.
In November 1937, racer Ernst Henny crouched behind an eggshell fairing on his supercharged BMW 255 compressor and blasted to 173 miles per hour, making motorcycles faster than most aircraft of the day and igniting an arms race for streamlined speed. 3 years later, the Luftwaffe flattened Triumph's Coventry plant. Yet from those ruins, designer Edward Turner rebuilt the nimble 500cc Speed Twin, a post-war bestseller whose light parallel twin layout reshaped everyday bikes. By the early 1960s, London's rock and roll youth stripped stock machines into low-bar cafe racers, betting drinks they could sprint from the Ace Cafe to the next jukebox single, an outlaw subculture that still inspires factory styling cues. Safety caught up in 1988 when BMW's K100 RS debuted production anti-lock brakes, slashing panic stop skid risk and proving microchips could be a rider's invisible co-pilot. Digging through patent archives, historians rediscovered Ogden Bolton's 1895 battery-powered bicycle, showing that electric two-wheel dreams predate gasoline and foreshadow today's lithium age. U.S. female ownership has risen from 8% in 1998 to 22% today, pushing designers to rethink ergonomics, seat heights, and marketing narratives. Those unexpected twists bring us to today's garage, where the hot scent of petrol mingles with the faint ozone of lithium-ion cells. Modern motorcycles are splitting into two tribes, hypersmart combustion and whisper-quiet electric. On one side, bikes like the Ducati Multistrada V4 use radar-guided adaptive cruise and cornering ABS to wash blind spots, lean with you, and even call emergency services if you crash. On the other, Harley Davidson's Livewire and Zero's DSR-X deliver instant 0 to 60 blasts without gears or exhaust, silently carving mountain switchbacks on electrons alone. Connectivity now matters almost as much as horsepower. Over-the-air updates tweak traction control, while an app maps your ride, rates your lean angles, and books the next service visit. Airbag jackets deploy faster than you can blink, and heads-up displays project nav arrows so you never drop your eyes to a dash. Just beyond the dealer's showroom, a new wave is forming. Solid-state batteries promise 300-kilometer ranges and 10-minute charges. Honda's self-balancing prototypes stand upright at traffic lights. Startups are 3D printing lattice frames that weigh less than some helmets. Engineers are even testing hydrogen combustion and e-fuels to keep long-haul touring alive after carbon caps bite. If the last century was about raw speed, the next may be about intelligent freedom, machines that amplify human adventure while quietly safeguarding it.
Look back once more. From Roper's steam puff to Daimler's rattling right wagon, from cafe racer jukebox stashes to self-balancing prototypes, every era found a new way to stretch two wheels toward freedom. Yet, for all the leaps we've chronicled, the motorcycle story feels barely half told. Solid-state cells, AI riding coaches, and 3D printed frames hint that tomorrow's bikes may be as silent as sunrise, yet as intuitive as thought. Machines that vanish beneath you until only the road remains. So here's the throttle twist of curiosity. Will the next great breakthrough be a battery light enough to wear? A hydrogen heart that hums like thunder? Or software that lets anyone, from seasoned racer to first-day rider, dance with lean angles once reserved for legends? Whatever arrives, two truths endure. Momentum loves a daring mind, and the open road always welcomes another dreamer. Which chapter do you want to help write next? Loved tracing this century-and-a-half joyride? Then park your thoughts in the comments. Which milestone floored you? Steam, Superbike, or solid state? Share your own first ride memory or tip us off to a breakthrough we missed. If this trip revved your curiosity, pass the video to a friend who'd swap stories over coffee. And explore the rest of our channel's winding playlist, from electric dirt bikes to autonomous racers, whenever you're ready to throttle into the next adventure. Because the road keeps rolling, and the best rides always start with someone saying, "You've got to see this."